Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Colleen. I'm Colleen Hammond. Yesterday, we talked about the top 10 things that make women feel threatened by other women. So we have feeling threatened as opposed to feeling intimidated, and that there's a big difference between feeling intimidated and feeling threatened. Where intimidated is more you look at somebody and you go, wow, they have some amazing skills and I don't, and threatened is more of fear. So if you missed yesterday's show, there is a link in the show notes today to go back and watch yesterday's show, because I'm still answering emails and messages that I got from yesterday's show. So obviously touched a chord with a lot of people. So today I'm doing a follow-up with that, because when we feel intimidated, basically what happens is it's a lack of self-confidence. We feel that that person has something that we don't. And we have to remember that God has given all of us unique gifts. And it boggles the mind when you realize that every single solitary person that has ever been born since the dawn of creation is different. Boggles my mind. I remember our first son was born, Ian, and he was a certain personality and a certain temperament and then Darcy was born, and now I had a boy and a girl, and she was different. And then the third one was born. When Connor was born, we thought, oh, I wonder if he's going to be like Darcy or Ian. No, he was Connor, completely different. And then Kiara was born, completely different. Thanks about the haircut. Yeah, I didn't actually have time to fix it this morning, so this is almost literally roll out of bed and come over here. So New Balance, yes, New Balance are the best. So each and every one of us are born with special gifts. So when we look and try to compare ourselves, which honestly we do, it's kind of human nature, you can't compare to somebody else. And they can't compare to you, because we've each been born with unique identity and mission in life. And pray about that. And we're going to be talking about that in depth. I am so excited about the success series that I'm doing next week. So excited that being able to work through and discover what your God-given talents are and where where God wants you to be in this world. And what happens is we do get into this competition thing, or this comparison thing, where we compare ourselves with other people, and then we start feeling bad, we feel intimidated, and it's a lack of self-confidence. Who is the enemy? My enemy is my inner me. I love that. I can't remember who said that, but the enemy is the inner me. Quit beating yourself up. Watch your self-talk. Engage in more meditation. Wow. And so many scientific studies, and I love when this happens, so many scientific studies have been proven what we as Christians have known for a long time. Prayer and meditation is important, Gratitude. People with gratitude and joy live happier, more successful lives. So, focus on those things. I lost comments again, so I'm going to have to refresh this page right quick. Exercise, going for a walk. Those types of things. And our bodies were created to move and to walk, not to sit in front of a computer all day. So tell your children that one. So looking at other people's body language is very subconscious, but music is also a very important part of who we are as people. Because when you think about it, we're the only created beings that create music. Birds kind of have a pre-programmed song that they sing. Except for like the mockingbirds, because they just copy, they mock, right? So they may have different songs that they sing, but it's just because they're copying other people. Nothing original. So as Eleanor Roosevelt said, you not only have the right to be you, to be an individual, you have the God-given obligation. You have that obligation back to God to be who He created you to be. There you go. All right, so let's talk about the Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs is where this comes from, is the what we all need as people. And if you feel this content is going to be helpful to somebody in growing in self-confidence or helping them with their children, please share the video. I kind of forgot to say that yesterday, and people were sharing, and I completely forgot about it. And tag me when you share the video on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you share. Please tag me so I can thank you. I think that's just amazing. So we have needs as human beings, and Maslow kind of defined what those were. At the basic needs, we need food, water, shelter. That's just like, you got to eat to survive. You definitely have to drink water to survive, right? Next up, you have that safety and protection, security need, right? So above that is a sense of belonging, relationships, friends, God. Then it moves on up to achievements, your esteem, achievement, responsibility, your self-care, teaching other people how to treat you. And then it's that sense of meaning, self-actualization, they call it, but finding out what your purpose in life is. And it's interesting when you really define your God-given unique personality and achievement things. I'm totally lost on the word. I haven't been able to have coffee. It's been bothering me lately. So I'm not really clear on my thoughts. So when you become aware of what your mission in life is, that's what I was looking for. It brings so much clarity to your life. And looking at the beauty around us. Personal growth, goals, but more importantly, and so many people have found this, is that service. And we talked about this yesterday. Are you the person that walks into the room and goes, here I am? Or do you walk in and go, oh, there you are? Is your focus on you? Because there's self-care focus, which is essential, setting your boundaries, but there's also focusing on love, gratitude, other people, of who can you help? So how do you really grow in that self-confidence? Lori says, love that, and knowing that until our basic needs are met, we can't grow and achieve the higher needs. Yeah, it's one of those things where you have to build and focus on the foundation. Yeah. Love studying needs. We studied this in training and met the needs of residents. It's such a great way of grounding yourself and sensing your needs correctly. That's beautiful, Julie. So confidence comes from self-awareness and truly knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. And in business, they call it a SWOT analysis, right? Your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, right? Anyway, so who am I? Who did God? Hey, good morning, Rick. Outward, you have that outward who you are. I'm a mom, I'm a teen, I'm a runner, I'm a writer, a show host, I'm a mom. Well, I started with that one, didn't I? So there's the outward portions of yourself. Then there's your inner characteristics. I'm loving, I'm kind, I'm compassionate. I'm always early, sometimes too early. I heard a really good thing about being too early. When I'm too early, by the way, I stay in the car and I wait. I try to come in like 3 minutes early. Because my dad always said, he was like a Vince Lombardi guy, right? So he always said that on time is late. Hey, good morning, Bradley. So inwardly, who are you? Then you go into your spiritual characteristics. I'm God's child. I'm an eternal being. And then you want to be aware of, so then you kind of go through okay, so who am I outwardly? Who am I inwardly? Who am I spiritually? Then you go, how do I interact with the world? What would others say about me? And you're not defining yourself by that. Because like we were talking, I think Amy said it yesterday, what people see is just the tip of the iceberg about who we are. So you're not going to define yourself by what other people think or say, especially on the internet, right? But what do other people say about us? It just gives us a clue of how we're coming across. So for example, I knew my husband for a couple of years before we ever went on our first date because he was always scowling. I said, oh, he looks so mean. That was just, that was his resting face. And some people have, like my daughter, Darcy, she's a beautiful soul and so generous and kind and loving and helpful. But she has like resting witch face. And I remember working on my resting face because somebody told me like that. You look angry. I'm like, I'm not angry. Like 30 years ago, right? So I used to work and practice kind of like having a pleasant look on my face. So just because somebody else perceives something about you doesn't mean it's true, and you're not going to define yourself by that. But it's interesting to know how you come across to other people. Julie, definitely we will be praying for you. Where are your strengths? Where are your weaknesses? So what are you good at? What are things that you may want to improve, either outwardly, inwardly, or spiritually? So outwardly, maybe your health, your body, your exercise, I have to work on your resting face, says Victoria. I had to too, because I'm working, and people are like, wow, you look angry. I'm not angry, I'm just working, So what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And again, most people will focus on their weaknesses. And it's fine to try for self-improvement to improve your weaknesses, but you don't want to focus on those, okay? Get the judgment out. You're just defining these different things. And when you take a weakness, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So when you take one of your weaknesses and make it a strength, or at least improve it, you improve your overall feeling of self-worth, of self-confidence, of self-esteem. And one of the ways to do that is learning to accept compliments from others. How do you respond when somebody gives you a compliment? You go, oh, thank you. Or are you, oh, no, don't, thank you. It's really no big deal. You just insulted somebody. They're complimenting you and you're telling them that they're wrong. Be okay. Be charitable enough to accept a compliment from someone else. You smile. Yeah. Just thank you. Whether it's right or not. Just, oh, thank you. And if somebody compliments what you're wearing, oh, this ratty old thing, I got it at the thrift store. Don't say that. Thank you. There really is, I posted this a couple of weeks ago about the word no. No is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain your reasoning, or especially to your children, but to other people as well. Hey, I really want to, I want to take you to coffee and pick your brain. No, I'm sorry, I can't. My calendar's full. No, I'm not going to do that. In other words, I want free coaching from you. It's basically what it boils down to. I've done it in the past, and that's kind of what happens. So learning to accept compliments from others. So really, the first step to confidence is self-awareness. So again, who am I outwardly, inwardly, spiritually? How am I in the world? How do other people perceive me? What are my strengths and weaknesses? Number two, we're still on that was just number one. Number two is self-acceptance. When we fail to accept, we hold ourselves back. Accept yourself. And when you accept yourself for your strengths and your weaknesses, then and only then are other people able to accept you. Because when you're like and withholding and shy about something or embarrassed about something or whatever, you're actually holding yourself back. So that's one of the things that is important with self-confidence, is saying, I accept myself for all my strengths and all my weaknesses, all my vulnerabilities. Again, Brene Brown, I keep referring back to her because I love her work on shame and vulnerability. So you believe in yourself, and don't try to convince other people. The most important thing is when you do believe in yourself fully and honestly, you won't have to convince other people. I'm a good person. I have weaknesses. Everybody does. And we talked about, Amy said the tip of the iceberg yesterday, and my preference is always, I let you see what I want you to see. You see this portion of me in my life. You don't see the messiness outside of it. Same thing, we don't see into people's homes. We don't see into the relationships. We can't read their minds, although people try to do that all the time. So accepting your weaknesses. And it's part of what makes you a complete human being. And it's what makes you real. Nobody likes other, people that try to pretend they're perfect, because we all know nobody's perfect. Nobody likes people that even appear perfect. It's like, ooh, that's a little intimidating and threatening. Go see yesterday's video. So it's a choice. And when you fight accepting who you are, it just causes more pain. The world's mean enough as it is. Don't be mean to yourself. So, and it's a lifelong process. It's kind of like peeling an onion, where you learn more and more about yourself, or and look back and see how far you've come. I was listening to an interview yesterday with Gretchen Rubin, the Happiness Project, and she was talking about how she does high intensity weight training. And so she'd been doing it for a year, and she was complaining, I haven't come to. So the next time she came in, her trainer gave her all the weights that she started at a year ago. And she was like, I was whipping those things around. So, and my girlfriend, Kim Becker, who runs Hello Gorgeous of Hope, she said that same thing to me once. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. And she goes, oh, stop. Go back a year ago. Where were you last year? Well, this time last year, I was still fighting cancer in September. I didn't get my cancer-free diagnosis for another few months. So at this moment last year, I was just struggling. I hadn't even started going live yet. When did I start going live? I think I was kind of tinkering with it in October. I think December, after I got the cancer-free diagnosis, I committed to it and went full time. So look at where you were a year ago, right? Pretty sure you take us to coffee every morning and give us free advice. Kind of. Janice says my resting face is pretty intense. I have been told just that before many times, because I'm so, focused on things. Your face shows the tension after really, really, really hard, not being so intense. Yeah. About losing weight today. I'm completely backward and receiving a compliment. At last, hey, there's Mukesh. I was thinking so much about you the other day. I don't know why. So I sent you much positivity and prayers, my friend. So this is a lifelong process. So number 2 is self-acceptance. Number three, to complete the triad, is self-love. Now, remembering in the English language that there's one word for love. And in other languages, there's like 5 different kinds of love, the 5 loves. Thank you, C.S. Lewis. So looking at the fact that I love spaghetti, I love my son, I love my husband, I love my work, I love my friends, right? There's so many different facets but in the English language, we have one word for that. So loving yourself is the ability to be kind and compassionate to ourselves. Watch yourself talk. Watch what you say to yourself. And I say this a lot because it's so important. And like, oh, that was so stupid. Now, if somebody said that to one of your children, and maybe your children like made the coffee, I did this morning, made the coffee, got everything, and forgot to press the on button. So I went back out there, stagger back out there with actually this is a little bit, but anyway, I stagger back out there with my cup, and I look and I'm like, there's no coffee. Because I forgot to turn it on. I just laughed and I turned it on. Instead, some people go, oh, how stupid. How stupid can I be? I forgot. I can't believe I forgot. Now imagine if somebody said that to your child. So you have a guest in your home, and your child has started the coffee. They put all the coffee grounds in. They've got the water, and the only thing they didn't do was press the on button. And your guest in your home said to your child, how stupid can you be? Would you not like kick the person out of your house? How dare you speak to my child that way? But how do you speak to yourself? Do you say things like that to yourself? The world is mean enough as it is. Don't say things like that to yourself if you wouldn't say them to one of your children, or you wouldn't say them to somebody else's children. So be careful about your kindness and the way your self-talk. Amy is a great person, Mukesh. I agree. Self-acceptance, absolutely. Lucky to have you, Colleen. Thank you, Bradley. Hey, good morning, Liz. So learning and part of that self-love is self-care. Self-care is not selfish, because if, I had the heart attack and the cancer last year. And a lot of it was that I was not handling stress well. I was not doing my meditation like I should have. I've got this great chart that I got from Tony Robbins on meditation and what happens in your brain comparing to your heart and your brain. Oh, it's a powerful. I'm waiting for permission back from the Robbins Madden's Association to see if I can use it and show it and share it with you. But kindness and compassion to ourselves, self-care, getting our own personal needs met. And that leads to a sense of self-worth. Good morning from Idaho. Good morning, Mickey. Jocelyn says learning positive self-talk takes time. Absolutely. It really does. Been away, back from Toronto, family wedding on the weekends. And Natasha, good to see you, my friend. Self-talk is important. Yeah, I talk about it a lot. You're so right, said Tina. We would never allow others to say things we do to ourselves to anybody. Not to anybody. That's so true. Wonderful to see you and the coffee family again, says Natasha. It really is good. I'm so glad you're back. I'm so glad I'm back. So learning to love yourself as God sees you, looking deep inside to see what's there. What has God put in your heart for you to do? What is your mission? So again, there's those 4 elements: your self-care, your bodies, minds, and spirit. So you want to sleep, eat, exercise, pray, and meditate. Thank you. This one I got from my second daughter, Kiera. There's actually, what did I just do to my hair? Let me look at the monitor. Oh, I'm sitting too close. Yeah, this literally, I probably shouldn't say that, but I literally kind of rolled out of bed and kind of did one of these numbers. And I think there was like one little funky curl over on this side that I had to quick put a little tight thing in it. Oh, they did my nails yesterday too. I was being experimented on, so I have experimental nails today. So, all right, back. Wait a minute. Got sidetracked with the thing here. So, sleep, eat, exercise, pray, and meditate. Self-compassion. Watch your self-talk. Your self-kindness. Doing nice things for yourself. Take a nap. Take a bath. And when you take a bath, put two cups of Epsom salts and 1 cup of baking soda in your water. Maybe a little bit of essential oils, get some candles going, that type of thing. What would you do for others? If if a friend came to you with your situation, what would you advise for them? Somebody that you love dearly, your best friend. What would you advise for them to do? And then do that for yourself. And allowing others to help you. Part of self-confidence is accepting those compliments and accepting and receiving love. A woman's spirit and her soul and her nature is part of that whole receptivity. And learning that it's okay. We love to help other people, right? So what happens? Somebody's pregnant, they need food. We get the care train going, and we arrange for food for them and all that kind of stuff. And what happens when you're on the receiving end of that and people show up at your house with food? Some women are like offended. You think I can't cook my own food for my family? No, we're reaching out. We're trying to help, right? So learning to accept these things is important too. Letting other people love you. Receive it. No one likes to be judged, but we're often the worst judges of ourselves. We make assumptions about ourselves based on how other people treat us. We sometimes can be so externally impacted and focused that, we don't get internal within ourselves. And just always remember that how other people treat us is a reflection of them, not of us. Right? It has nothing to do with us. If 50 people met you and they had 5 seconds with you, and then later they were interviewed, some would like you, some wouldn't. So what? I don't like everybody. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. It just means we don't get along. Oil and water don't get along so well. They always stay separate. It's just sometimes we don't get along with people. That's okay. And some people have neutral opinions. Okay, that was they met you for 5 seconds, that first impression. Based on what? Your resting face? That's okay. Maybe you're reminded of somebody that they knew when they were 9. So what? Focus on the people that do love you. Focus on God's love. And turn that back around and send it out. Your value is not based on someone else's misuse of you. Your value is God-given. You're deep. You have infinite worth. All right, so here's 7 tips for growing in self-worth. And everything you do it to the best of your ability. Don't you feel good with a job well done? I mean, clean the bathroom, take a towel, shine up the handles in the spigot. You finish, you step back, job well done. Looks good. Do your best because you're capable of it. And you'll always feel better when you do your best. Number 2, dress as smart as you can for that particular occasion. Take care of your appearance. It tells other people how you want to be treated. If you don't treat yourself well, you walk out looking like one of the people of Walmart. You're telling people I don't care enough about myself, so you don't have to either. If you don't treat yourself well, why should other people treat you well? So it goes back to self-care again. Number 3, speak up for yourself. We're not called to be doormats. Turn the other cheek does not mean walk all over me. Be prudent, set boundaries. Respect your spiritual nature. Number 4, never, ever, ever break your core values. I was coaching one of my business clients. I did the 2 months I was gone, I did like the month before that I was coaching some people, and I decided not to renew because of what I'm doing. Anyway, different thing. But anyway, we were talking about, I private coached people in business for 3 months. I said, let's do it as an experiment. All of them wanted to re-up, and I went, not now. Let's look to January. But it went very, very well. But this gal had this opportunity, and it was huge. I mean, this would have 10x'd her income in her business. But it was working with a company that she had problems with their core values. And I said, don't do it. Don't do it. And she goes, yeah, but Colleen, don't do it. I mean, you can accept it if you want. You can take this job. It was a little bit over her head. She would have had to outsource some of the work. But it was with a company that she disagreed with their core values. So you got 10xing the money or core values. And I said, anytime you violate your core values, eventually it's like blood money. You're not going to feel happy about yourself. And she decided to take it. And then next thing I knew, she decided not to. She goes, once I made that decision to take it, I felt so sick. And so I decided to turn it down. 1 week later, she got a client that about tripled her business, her income. But it was with a company where she aligned with their core values, aligned with hers. She's happy. Must be supreme. Absolutely, Natasha. So number 4 is never break your core values. Number 5, never say anything bad about someone else, even though it's true. Something just happens when you share negativity, and it's not a good thing, right? I mean, I'm not saying that there's private conversations between you and your spouse, or you and your spiritual advisor, or something like that. So those are private conversations, but don't say anything. Good morning, Warren. Don't say anything negative about anybody else. What you send out, you're going to get back. So don't do it. Number 6, don't be afraid to accept help from other people. It means they respect you enough to want to help you with something. If someone offers, somebody offers to open the door. If somebody offers to carry a 4-pound bag of sugar. It used to be 5 pounds. They're only 4 pounds now. Accept help. I mean, within reason. Hey, let me redo your website for you for free. And you see their other work. And you're like, got it covered. Thanks. All right. That's number 6. And number 7, forgive yourself. You know what I mean? Forgive yourself. There's something probably in your life that you've done that's kind of like back there. Got to let that baby go. Forgive yourself. Tina says, you're right. Your core values are who you are. Absolutely. Warren says, great insight. Blood money isn't the way to go. Absolutely not. So again, there's 7 tips for growing in self-worth. Number 1, do everything to the best of your ability. Number 2, dress as smart as you can for each occasion, because how you present yourself to the world tells other people how to treat you. Number 3, speak up for yourself. You're not called to be a doormat. Number 4, never break your core values. Number 5, don't say bad things about other people, even if it's true. Are exceptions to that. I mean, in private, or if somebody's about to jump off a cliff with somebody, you better let them know. Number 6, don't be afraid to accept help from other people. It just means they care enough about you. And number 7, forgive yourself. You know, if you've got, like Pig Pen, you got that cloud hanging over your head of something that's happened in your past, nothing you can do to change it. If there is something you can do to change it, change it. If there's somebody you need to apologize to from something you did when you were 9 or 19 or 29 or 39, apologize and let it go. Move on. Parker Palmer says, it is simply good stewardship of the only gift I have, the gift I was put on the earth to author others. Do you. Be you. That's the gift that you can give. My gift is not what Warren's gift is. My gift is not what Betsy Carrico. Hey, Betsy. My gift is not what Betsy's is. My gift is not what my sister Lori's gift is. My gift is not what Janet's gift is, or Amy's, or Mukesh, or Beth, or all the people that are here this morning and that watch on the recordings. Your gift is your gift. Do you. All right, so I'm really trying hard, striving desperately to keep these at 30 minutes, and we're at 31. So I'm going to wrap things up today and remind you again that next week we're doing a series, 5-part series on success. This will be recorded live. As soon as I go off the air on Monday, I have the setting on Facebook that says, do not show the replay. So this is a recording that will be sold later. You will get to see me record it. This is a la Brendan Burchard, how he does it. You'll see me record it live, but you won't have access to the ebooks, the workbooks, and all that kind of stuff. Now, I will be saying in the recording, and somebody got mad at me last time. She's like, but you said do the stuff in the ebook, but you didn't give me the ebook. I said, no, it's being sold later. I'm just allowing you to see the recording. So you will have an opportunity, if you are watching live, to purchase an advanced copy of the course. You'll get it at a discount price. Once it's done, it'll be edited, uploaded into the workshop area. The ebooks will be finished and everything, so it probably will come out in a few weeks. But it'll be offered at a higher price. So next week during the live recordings, I will give you an opportunity to buy it at a discount of less than it would be sold later. Healthy boundaries are important, says Natasha. Natasha also said, hard to receive compliments. Learn to silently give thanks to God for the compliments for the good things he created. Let me see. Anything else I missed? Hey, good morning, Kelly. Thanks, Colleen. Needed this talk. You're very welcome, Liz. Hey, Marianne. Thanks. You're welcome. Fantastic live, said Janet. Thank you. Great reminders for me to focus on positive self-care and talk. Outstanding. All right, I am going to wrap things up for today. I got a lot to do. Got to work out in my new shoes, and still have some things to get taken care of here at the office complex, and make sure that I just found a light that was broken, so I have to make sure that they get that taken care of. Thank you for all the advice on the air filters yesterday because of all the chemical fumes in here. Austin filters are amazing. They're $650. So we'll see what the office complex will do for me to help me out with that one. But also, you have the opportunity to sign up for notifications. I think I'm going to get away from text messaging, and I may switch over to Facebook Messenger. I haven't decided for sure yet, but I have gotten overwhelming feedback that people really like the idea. Hey, I'm watching you on Facebook. I'd rather just get a Facebook message to let me know when you're going live. So I'm still kind of debating back and forth on whether I want to send a text message or if I keep sending text messages or go with Facebook Live. So if you have any feedback on that, let me know. All right, I'm going to wrap things up and get out of here. This has been recorded, so it will be edited and uploaded onto YouTube as well. If you want to share the link from yesterday, that's included in the show notes for today. And of course, if you know of somebody that wants to be the guest on our show, they can go to ColleenHammond.com/apply. and they can apply to be a guest on the show. Application does not guarantee a slot or appearance on the show, and this is not for people that just want to come on and promote their product and do a 30-minute infomercial. I want to give good value to our family. 20 to 30 minutes of really solid, good sharing, and then at the end, if you do have a product that is worth sharing, then I'd be more than happy. But this is just a simple form of just telling us a little bit about you. And I keep forgetting to add that one, sharing other things. But let them know. Again, it's that link is also in the show notes. It's ColleenHammond.com/apply. We've already had a lot of applications, so I'm really excited to get some things going. All right, we're going to head on out of here. Have an amazing day. And if there's somebody that you need to apologize to so that you can forgive yourself and move on, that's your assignment for today. What's hanging over your head? Get that done. And we will see you tomorrow morning. Take care, my friends. God bless. Bye.